Momentum is building to add the martial art Taekwondo to UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage List, a joint effort by the two Koreas. To talk about the inscription process and what lies ahead, we're joined today by Jun Lee, president of the Global Traditional Taekwondo Federation. Welcome, Grandmaster Lee.
Welcome, Grandmaster.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us on the show today. So first and foremost, could you give us some background on South and North Korea's joint pursuit to add Taekwondo to the UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage List?
Yeah, there have been very positive Taekwondo activities within the Korean martial art community around the UNESCO. In 2017, the North Korea successfully registered 무예 도보 통지. It is the first Korean martial art textbook and written during the period of King Jeongjo in 1790. So it was registered as the UNESCO's Memory of the World Register. In 2018, the Korean wrestling ssireum was registered officially by both South Korea and North Korea. And it was a very historical event. In 2024, North Korea submitted its application for the UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage. And under the title Taekwondo, the martial art in the the People's Republic of Korea. And and also 2026 this month. But I do believe South Korea will submit their application.
Mm-hmm. And how is the process going at the moment?
We have not yet fully entered the joint registration phase yet. But I do believe South Korea will submit their form just as planned during this month, and today is March 25th. Then after that, I think South Korea will have their own due diligence and will make their plan accordingly after finished whether to continue with the joint registration, but if not, they stay independent in application. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we will still have to wait and see. But why do you believe Taekwondo deserves to be added to the list?
The answer can be very different here. In the modern days, and I have to say there are two different kinds of Taekwondo. So one is the Olympic-based competition sports Taekwondo. Another one is the martial art-based, the cultural-based traditional Taekwondo. So if it is the UNESCO's recognition, but I do believe the traditional Taekwondo definitely deserves to be listed. And for example, some of the requirement the UNESCO is looking for, and to make sure it is a community-based practice or not. So even traditional Taekwondo, we still have a traditional community-based training going on. For example, after school, after work, they gather together either indoor and outdoor, and they train Taekwondo, and there they learn techniques and skills, handed down from generation to generation from the master, and also they follow the ritual and proper protocol that make sure they bow each other, they kneeling in, meditating in the beginning of a class, and at the end of a class they do recite the 10 articles of a student commitment. So, and also the traditional Taekwondo has less commercialized compared to the modern day Taekwondo.
I see. Now, Grandmaster Lee, earlier you did mention sidum
that
has also been added to the list years ago. So do you think this could be a model for the inscription of Taekwondo?
And I have a different opinion on that. Yeah. So, for example, sidum and Taekwondo are different. And also political temperature in 2018 and 2026 is also very different. So for example, the sidum is practiced mostly in the Korean Peninsula. And compared, the Taekwondo is practiced by millions globally. That's one thing. Next one is sustainability. Sidum mostly, done by the community-based training and the promotion. But Taekwondo is it's like a huge international tournament, sponsorship, and also professional the system. So everything is evolving. So Sidum and Taekwondo are very much different. And on the other hand, the structure, the Sidum structured with limited commercial scale. While Taekwondo structured around the national teams and the medal competitions, and Sidum rules, for example, are largely unchanged generation to generation. But Taekwondo, we change rules frequently. So therefore, Sidum and the Taekwondo are very much different. But on the other hand, in the year 2018, the President Moon met with the Secretary General of the UNESCO and expressed his high desire to list Taekwondo as the intangible cultural heritage. And with that environment, UNESCO was able to proactively engage for the peace and the reconciliation in the Korean Peninsula, and eventually got approved unanimously, and it was a historical event.
Excellent. And Grandmaster Lee, what would you say are the biggest challenges in a joint inscription process like this, or in the case of Taekwondo specifically?
And other than the political obstacles that I mentioned, there are two items that can turn on the red light. One is the fundamental difference between the North Korea and South Korea Taekwondo. The next one is the current address of the modern day Taekwondo. So North Korea Taekwondo maintains the martial essence in their training, and but South Korea Taekwondo has shifted toward a sports-centric model, and that sportification over the past 50 years that caused some of the traditional Taekwondo values to fade. So Taekwondo, both the South Korea and North Korea, rules are different, and terminologies are different, and the dobok is different.
The uniform.
Yeah, so that there's a lot of changes out there, and another big issue is that the modern day Taekwondo population is very common to see. When you see them training, they're training in shorts and t-shirt and pants. They wear shoes on the floor. They call their master as a coach instead of 사범님. And again, a gym over dojang, and their profound exercise of mind and body over the winning in the medal. So traditional values really fading away in the modern day Taekwondo population.
Interesting, especially to see the differences between South Korea and North Korea. But Grandmaster Lee, you are the president of the Global Traditional Taekwondo Federation. So what is the federation's role in this potential inscription?
It is a fundamental question for us. As it is, our GTTF was founded precisely because of these concerns. So our mission is more than the UNESCO's title. And it is our goal to bring back what has been lost. So, we want to claim the traditional values and philosophy that our seniors and ancestors kept for centuries. For that, we installed the established non-negotiable items in the association and training background, meaning when you enter the dojang, you must be in full dobok, and you must be barefooted. And when you see the master, make sure you bow and when students to each other, they always bow, and make sure the flags, the host nation, and the mother country of Taekwondo, and also GTT flag must be displayed. And then also, at the end of the class, they're kneeling down and meditating. And also when they finish, and make sure they finish with the, recite the 10 articles of a student commitment. So those are the things what we do. And another thing what we did was that the, last year, about 6 months ago, we entered the Memorandum of Understanding with the North Korea-led, the original International Taekwondo Federation, the Vienna, Austria. So I do believe what we do is in line with the UNESCO's guideline as the cultural heritage.
Yes, and finally, Grandmaster Lee, if this joint inscription is successful, how could it shape the future of Taekwondo?
It'll be a turning point. And while reversing the generation-old the sports Taekwondo, it would be very difficult. But on the other hand, I think how it is changing the Taekwondo community will definitely put more emphasis on the Taekwondo as a cultural heritage. And number two would be it will lead into the stronger policy support at a national level. And more importantly, I think this is a very important part, Taekwondo will serve as a bridge. The bridge between North and South Korea, as they thought the frozen relationship, and but again, historically we share many histories and our spirit through the traditional Taekwondo and Korean martial art.
All right, thank you very much, Grandmaster Lee, for your insights today, and we wish you the best for the ongoing efforts in the inscription of Taekwondo on the UNESCO list. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here soon.
See you very soon.